Beloved listeners, I want to begin by greeting you with sincerity and respect. The very act of choosing to pause, to reflect, and to dedicate this time to understanding how to build an unstoppable routine is itself an act of wisdom. It is a recognition that life, despite its chaos and noise, can be shaped, directed, and mastered if approached with intention and discipline. This is not a conversation of quick fixes or fleeting motivation. What I am about to share with you is rooted in observation, reflection. It is practical, philosophical, and unflinchingly honest. If you listen carefully, it has the potential to transform the way you approach your days, your decisions, and ultimately your life. The first truth you must accept is that no external force will create a lasting routine for you. Inspiration is temporary. Motivation is fleeting. Even intelligence or talent, valuable as they may be, are not enough on their own to produce consistent results. What determines the trajectory of your life is the structure of your daily actions. Routines are not trivial. They are not mundane obligations. They are the machinery through which ordinary, repeated actions compound into extraordinary outcomes. 1 hour spent on meaningful work, repeated daily, is worth far more than 10 hours spent haphazardly chasing distraction or novelty. Conversely, repeated inattention, neglect, or wasted effort accumulates silently, eroding potential until the consequences are undeniable. To master life, you must first master your routines, for they govern the way your time and energy are spent, which in turn governs the results you achieve. Human nature is predisposed to seek ease. The mind will rationalize, postpone, and distract, all in the pursuit of comfort. If left unchecked, this inclination ensures that intentions rarely translate into meaningful action. This is why the first principle of an unstoppable routine is that it cannot rely on motivation. Motivation is a candle flickering in the wind. It rises and falls unpredictably. The routine must exist independently of emotion, functioning as a machine that executes itself, whether you feel like it or not. The strongest routines operate quietly, steadily, without negotiation. They convert intention into action day after day, regardless of circumstance. Clarity is the foundation of any routine that lasts. Without it, repetition becomes aimless and action loses meaning. Ask yourself, with brutal honesty, what matters most in your life? What outcomes, when reflected upon years from now, will define whether your life has been lived well? These questions are not sentimental exercises. They are essential. Every decision about time, energy, and attention is a vote for the type of person you are becoming. If you do not make these decisions consciously, the default forces of society, habit, and distraction will shape your life instead. Your routine must be built around the priorities that emerge from this clarity. For these priorities are the high, leverage actions that will compound over time. Once clarity is established, ruthless prioritization becomes essential. Life is finite, and every hour carries opportunity cost. The difference between those who advance and those who stagnate is not effort alone, but the precision with which effort is directed. A routine crowded with low-value tasks, no matter how well intentioned, is fragile. It collapses under the weight of ambition and distraction. You must constantly ask, does this action compound? Does it build skill, knowledge, resilience, or long-term advantage? If not, it does not belong in the routine. Simplicity is a prerequisite for sustainability. The fewer the high-value actions, the easier it is to maintain consistency and focus. A routine is not merely a list of tasks. It is an architecture that balances effort with recovery, work with reflection, and focus with rest. Life is unpredictable, and a rigid routine without buffers will inevitably collapse under stress. The unstoppable routine is resilient. It anticipates human limitations, accommodates fatigue, and ensures continuity even when disruptions occur. Understanding your natural energy cycles is critical. Deep work should occur during periods of peak focus. Reflection, planning, and learning are best scheduled when energy is lower, but cognitive capacity for insight is higher. Alignment with natural rhythms reduces reliance on willpower and increases the likelihood of long-term adherence. Accountability is another cornerstone. No one else will enforce your routine. You must monitor adherence with honesty, measure results, and analyze failures without excuses. A missed task is not a moral judgment, but a signal that the system requires adjustment. Systems, not willpower, create consistency. If you depend solely on resolve, your routine is fragile. By embedding feedback and accountability, you convert intention into action and ensure the compounding effect of your efforts is uninterrupted. Building a routine also demands acceptance of discomfort. Human nature seeks comfort, yet growth arises from challenge. Difficult tasks, deliberate practice, and the pursuit of mastery are the forces that compound into excellence. A routine that avoids discomfort is a routine that produces mediocrity. The unstoppable routine trains the mind to persist in the face of resistance, to act consistently even when motivation fades, and to develop resilience over time. The act of repetition itself becomes a teacher, instilling discipline, focus, and skill. Reflection is equally critical. Without reflection, repetition becomes blind. Daily, weekly, and monthly review sessions allow you to assess which actions produce results, which waste energy, and which require adjustment. These feedback loops transform a routine from mere habit into an intelligent system capable of adaptation. Reflection ensures that your effort compounds effectively rather than dissipates unnoticed. Without it, time passes, but growth does not occur. The disciplined individual sees reflection as an integral part of the routine, not an optional luxury. Time is the ultimate currency. Every hour is irrecoverable. A routine channels this currency toward actions that compound value, rather than allowing it to be consumed by trivial distractions. Structure offloads decision fatigue. When every step is pre-planned according to priorities, the question, "Should I do this now?" disappears. Decisions are made once in the calm, reflective state, rather than in the heat of the moment when the mind is susceptible to impulse and fatigue. This allows energy to be devoted to execution rather than deliberation, increasing efficiency and effectiveness. An unstoppable routine is both firm and adaptable. Life changes. Circumstances shift. A routine that cannot evolve is brittle. Observation and iteration are essential. Monitor results, identify inefficiencies, and adjust where necessary. Flexibility does not indicate weakness. Rigidity without adaptation is what causes routines to fail. The wise routine is principled yet dynamic, maintaining focus on what matters while accommodating reality. Patience is indispensable. Results lag behind effort. Compounding is invisible in the short term. The disciplined individual acts consistently, understanding that repeated, deliberate actions accumulate advantage over time. Progress may feel slow, yet it is unstoppable when applied with persistence. Just as financial investments grow quietly through compound interest, so too does skill, knowledge, and mastery when actions are repeated consistently. A routine is also an engine of growth because it converts time into learning. Continuous improvement, skill acquisition, and mental refinement are the products of repeated, structured effort. The habit of reflection and analysis ensures that the actions taken are effective and aligned with long-term objectives. One does not stumble into competence or excellence. It is designed through persistent, intentional repetition. A routine serves as the framework within which this transformation occurs, quietly but powerfully compounding over months and years. Failures are not indicators of character weakness, they are signals for adjustment. A missed task or lapse is a data point, an opportunity to identify flaws in the system and correct them. Systems endure, willpower alone does not. Consistency emerges from the design of the routine, not the occasional heroic effort. The truly unstoppable routine survives setbacks, absorbs disruptions, and continues to function, allowing compounding to occur despite imperfection. The act of building a routine is methodical. Identify the highest value actions for your life. Allocate them according to natural energy cycles. Incorporate learning, reflection, and rest. Build accountability into your system. Anticipate failure and plan for buffers. Iterate. This is painstaking work. It requires honesty, observation, and patience. There are no shortcuts. Quick fixes, hacks, or trends offer temporary excitement, but no lasting compounding. The value lies in the deliberate, disciplined, and patient application of effort. Every routine also carries psychological significance. It frees the mind from constant decision-making, allowing energy to be applied toward high, leverage actions. Each preplanned step removes friction, reducing the likelihood of deviation. The disciplined individual moves through their day with calm purpose. The routine becomes a shield against distraction and a vehicle for growth. Time becomes a friend rather than an enemy. Beloved listeners, the true power of an unstoppable routine is in its quiet accumulation of advantage. Each repeated, high-value action strengthens skill, knowledge, and resilience. Each moment of focus compounds invisibly until the results are undeniable. Those who maintain this discipline find their days controlled by intention rather than circumstance. They discover that life, when structured intelligently, produces outcomes that once seemed impossible. The unstoppable routine is not flashy. It is not exciting in the moment. Its strength is revealed in the long term through consistency, resilience, and compounding action. Embrace discomfort. Commit to repetition. Accept patience. Build systems, not rely on willpower. Observe, reflect, and adjust. Protect your time. Align your actions with what compounds. Let your routine function independently of emotion. In doing so, you construct not just a schedule, but a life that grows stronger, wiser, and more capable every day. The routine itself becomes unstoppable, and through it, so are you. Remember that the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your days, and the quality of your days is determined by the quality of your routine. Invest time and effort into designing it carefully. Guard it fiercely. Execute it with discipline. Let it compound quietly, invisibly, relentlessly. and it will produce results beyond what you can see in the moment, creating a life of mastery, resilience, and extraordinary fulfillment.